Hi, my name is Jessica Van. I'm a sergeant with Gainesville Police Department.
Look at this! Look at this! How cool is that?
So this job means a lot to me because, first of all, Gainesville is home. Just a couple blocks down the road is where I was actually born and raised. I'm first-generation American. I get to serve publicly. It's like public service is really why I love this job. With the community relations side of it, I get to teach women's self-defense. That's actually a really high-demand class that the public asks for. So that's one of my passions, is empowering women and showing them things that can help them. Those who grew up in an Asian household probably can relate to this, but growing up in an Asian household, you're either given 3 options or 4 to pick as your career. It's either doctor, engineer, or lawyer, of which clearly I didn't pick either of those, but that's ultimately, as you grow up, you're really given those options. So that was a challenge when, I had to tell my mom, hey, I think this is where I'm being called to. I was influenced, like I said, by my mentors when it came to martial arts. My mentors were in law enforcement, and it's just a different way to serve. And so when I made that decision, the struggle was my family that lives in Canada, actually, they believed that I was in school for this many years. This whole time I was actually a police officer, so they kind of kept it a secret, a family secret, that, because women aren't supposed to be in this kind of work. We're supposed to do other type of work or use our brains more, which I still feel like this is very much of a logical type of career. But then after a while they realized, okay, they trust my judgment, they trust my abilities, and so it was more accepted now. So now they think it's cool because when they come by and visit, they're like, hey, can I check out your police car? Or hey, can I check out your gear or your uniforms? Being a woman in law enforcement gives you additional perspective. If it was only men, you would only have the perspective of men. Women provide that additional perspective into society, really. So in order to truly serve a community, you need to understand the community, and having females on law enforcement side is very important to that. People are like, what's defensive tactics? That in itself is it's not martial arts. Defensive tactics is very career specific to our law enforcement, specific to public safety. So with what we're doing today is one side will be doing more of ground tactics. The side where we are is going to be doing more of striking techniques. Even for myself, I haven't seen many females actually be defensive tactics instructors. I've seen several, firearms instructors, but I have not seen many defensive tactics instructors that are female. So it makes me feel grateful that I get to be part of that, especially part of our agency. Definitely got to start off saying my mom. She is definitely somebody who taught me work ethic. Her dream to come here, the American dream, was to own a hair salon, right? So she had to do that with my dad, and they worked 4 jobs apiece here in Gainesville: sewing mill, chicken plant. I mean, all labor, like laborious jobs, but they did that because they wanted to fulfill, this American dream of owning a hair salon, and she did. And she worked through all that to get there, and she owned a hair salon for like over 30 years. And that in itself, to me, like, she taught me work ethic more than anything. And then the other one is former Chief Carol Martin. She was actually our first female police chief at our agency. So she kind of like the trailblazer that I've always looked up to her. She was part of every single interview and process that I had during the hiring process. So seeing her, she immediately was one of my first role models here at this agency, for sure.